Guys, so I was in two minds whether or not to actually upload this video today, but I wanted this place to be one of truth, and sometimes that means kind of discussing the not so happy or glamorous side of being a creative business. I know that this is something a lot of online sellers are experiencing over the last couple of months. It seems to be, as we're heading out of lockdown and lockdown within the UK is easing up, online sales have definitely dropped off, which I can completely understand. Everybody is happy to be out and wanting to go into bricks and mortar shop and help support the high street, which is obviously wonderful. But there's been a few kind of Etsy things going on behind the scenes, which has meant that a lot of UK-based sellers have fallen prey to the glitch. They're seeing their bestseller items kind of end up on the page 17, the page 17 holding page that Etsy uses. They have confirmed this glitch. It's over in the forums, you can definitely go and have a look, and it has left myself and a lot of other sellers with our bestseller items completely tanking. I can't remember the last time that some of my items haven't had a bestseller badge, and I currently have none. The momentum that used to drive the sales was obviously they would sell on Etsy, which would then give them a lead boost, and this would obviously help them to sell and be seen by more people. So once that's kind of pulled, once they've become buried in search, it's meant that they're not getting the exposure that they were before, so consequently they're not selling. And the upshot of all of this is that my shop and my online business has completely tanked over the last couple of months. So I have been trying to put a brave face on it and behind the scenes working on new items, and like I've mentioned before, obviously pushing for my Father's Day launch. However, it's kind of a bit disheartening and soul destroying when you are working really hard behind the scenes and you're not seeing it pay off. So it's hard to not take it personally. I know that it's not just me, because I have spoken to many sellers, ones that are obviously top sellers in the UK as well, and they are experiencing the same. It's just a very scary feeling when you obviously don't have that stable income that being employed gives you, and you are not quite sure obviously what is going to happen within the next couple of weeks with your own online business and the sales. So I find myself in a bit of a scary place. Usually when things are quiet, I try to work on new items, overhaul bits and pieces, and just focus on the fact that the quiet time isn't going to last very long at all, and before I know it I'm going to be rushed off my feet again and just missing the quiet times. But this has been going on for 2 months now. It is probably the longest quiet period that I have had, especially on Etsy. So it's difficult to kind of keep going when it feels like all the work you're putting in isn't actually getting you anywhere. So I am finding myself more and more each day it's a bit of a struggle to kind of head out, and after I finish your lovely orders that I am still getting, so thank you very much if that's you, it's very tricky to kind of motivate myself to keep going and working on the business when I'm not seeing a return. Obviously this does affect your confidence levels a lot. You can't help but feel like a bit of an imposter when sales slow down. And although when others kind of mention this, I love to build them up and tell them how amazing they are and how I like their items, it's difficult because although my business friends are saying exactly the same to me and I really do appreciate it, sometimes it's very hard to kind of break through the imposter syndrome and listen to what they're saying and take it on board. It's that old adage of I'm always very good at giving out the advice and support, and I'm a bit rubbish at taking it on myself. So yeah, it's just all been a little bit tricky, really. We've got lots going on at home as well. We've got lots of hospital appointments, and it's some big appointments as well. We've had a couple of Zoom sessions, and we had a Newcastle Transplant Hospital one as well for Mr. Chibi. So that's kind of just feeding into all of the stress levels as well. So at the moment, I would say that I'm not in the happiest place going. I'm trying to battle through, and I have found that as a kind of distraction, I have been working more and more on my personal art, which I have enjoyed, but there's always this little nagging voice at the back of my head that's telling me that this isn't going to help to pay the bills. So it's with a very heavy heart that I think I am going to have to return to my qualified profession. I have a dental nursing agency. It has been closed for most of the pandemic. Well, it's been closed for all of the pandemic. And I think now it is time. I am just a week away from having my second vaccine that I need to think about opening the doors again. I was hoping that it was just kind of going to be me having to go out and nurse on a very brief basis here and there to top up our earnings, but it does look like that this is going to have to be more of a regular thing just to sustain us through this very uncertain period at the moment. I know I am extremely lucky, and that there are many creatives at the moment that don't have that, that perhaps haven't been able to subscribe to the government funding for the pandemic relief. And, you know, for them, I completely understand this is a very scary place to be in. So I do understand. I am very fortunate. So it is kind of with a heavy heart, because I can't help but feel like a bit of a failure each time I have to go back and open the agency again, because of the dream was for Chibi Designs to sustain us. And when that doesn't happen, it's, you know, it's hard not to take it personally. During the pandemic, so 2020 into kind of March 2021, I saw about 4 years worth of growth on Chibi Designs, which was mind-blowing. But you know, obviously it's going to be near impossible to sustain those figures going forward. And unfortunately, although we're only a couple of months into the financial year, I am not sure if I am even going to be able to match 2019's kind of financial turnover for the year for Chibi Designs. So that's a bit scary, and luckily I have a wonderful support network of creative businesses, and they are giving me some wonderful advice. So I am definitely going to try everything that they've recommended. I'm not giving up. I am in a bit of a funk at the moment, but I know that I perhaps just need a couple more days to wallow, and then I will no doubt put a plan of action in place, and hopefully, you know, put some steps to gaining back some orders and at least meeting 2019's turnover. I think that is my goal for this year. It is sad because obviously as a business you like to see growth year on year, but I think we all just have to accept that pandemic year 2020 to 2021, so kind of the April to April, nobody could have predicted what was going to happen, and this is definitely an anomaly, and it's not really one that I can count on. So I need to get into the mindset of disregarding, and instead of doing year on year figures and fixating on those, I perhaps need to discount last year and just kind of do comparison for 2019. So that is my plan. I would like to know, are you a creative business? Are you struggling? If you are, please drop your link below. I would love to have a look and go over and perhaps support some of you. It is a very tricky time, but the good thing about it is when we're all going through this and we're all in the same boat, we can kind of all pull together and support each other, and that is a wonderful feeling. It's a bit easier not to take it personally when you know that there are so many others out there that I personally believe are much more creative and talented than I am, and they are struggling too. So, you know, it just kind of, I don't mean it in a mean way, but it kind of helps to know that you're not alone and that other people are going through it as well. So thank you so much for joining me for today's chat. I'm sorry it was a bit of a downer one, but like I said, I think it's good to be transparent and explain that, you know, it's not always lovely, positive sale after sale and exciting new launches. There is definitely a downside to having a creative business, and at the moment I'm just experiencing the downside. But obviously if there's downsides, then it means that there are going to be upsides too, and you know the old adage of you have to take the lows to justify and to appreciate the highs. So fingers crossed it won't be long and I will be on that upward trajectory again. So thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully next week I will have more of a positive vlog to share with you all. And if you have liked this video, definitely hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. As I've mentioned, I am so close to 50 subscribers, and once I reach that magic number, I am going to be giving a giveaway, so that is definitely something positive for me to be focusing on. The giveaway will be for a £20 gift voucher on my website, so hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all next time. Thank you, bye!